Alright, this is Vegeta8259 again, and today, by request, I'm going to be doing a review of the 1/100 scale Master Grade RX-78-2 Gundam, the 1-Year War version. And I'm just going to start off by saying this is my favorite version of RX-78. It's got a few more panel lines than I would like, but the proportions and the sculpting are just amazing. I absolutely love this kit. I recommend it to anybody that likes the Universal Century or Master Grades in general. Alright, so with that said, let's get started. One thing about this kit is that there's two versions of it. The PlayStation 2 version, which is molded in a color scheme to commemorate the 1-Year War PlayStation 2 game, and then there's a animation color scheme version. I happen to have both, but this one was the original, I believe, but anyway, it's painted, and this is the colors that the original PlayStation 2 version comes in. This is the first one that came out. And let's see, take all these decals out. You can really see it good here in the instruction manual. The instruction manual is all in color, by the way, which is kind of rare for a Gundam kit. But anyway, as you can see, he's not in the completely traditional Gundam colors. Where it would usually be white, it's a very, very light yellow on the PlayStation version. The blue is pretty much the same. It's kind of an off blue, and the red is a very pinkish red, and the yellow is pretty much just the same as it always is. And then if you get the animation color version, if you've seen my RX-78 2.0 review, the animation colored version of this kit will be in pretty much those colors. That light green, a lighter blue, and then the red and yellow will pretty much be the same. Alright, so let's get into this kit. I've painted them just straight white, blue, red, and yellow, with a dark silver, kind of iron color for the joints. I have decaled this kit. These are the decals that come with the kit, so it's actually a pretty nice decal scheme. I like it a lot. Alright, so let's get into articulation. I'll just go ahead and take his weapons out of his hands, so that way it'll make things a little bit easier. By the way, I mentioned that I have both versions of this kit. I got one so I could build the standard 1-Year War RX-78, and then I got another one to use for my Gundam Evolve version conversion kit. That was kind of a tongue twister. So I might show that later, who knows. Anyway, this is, I think, I'm pretty sure this is the first kit in the Master Grade lineup where Bandai started really ramping up the articulation. I believe it's the first kit that had individually jointed fingers with the ball joints. So yeah, this is really impressive. I'll just start with the arms. Go 360. The arm, see this joint right here in the shoulder that lets the shoulder go like that. Then the arm goes up like so. So yeah, the arm can go in and out. It rotates 360 just below the shoulder. He's got really nice elbow joints that bend all the way. He's got ball joint wrist. He's got that hinge joint in the wrist, but it's not quite as flexible as it is in later kits. So I think that's more just because of the shape of RX-78's hand. So it can go down like that. It can go up a little bit, and about like that. And then, like I said earlier, each finger is on a tiny little ball joint, as well as the thumb. So, but the index finger is separate, and then these 3 fingers are molded together. But what you can do, and what I did, is just you can cut these 3 fingers apart pretty easily so that each finger can move individually. So that's a nice little feature. Alright, the beam sabers are on little ball joints in there so they can move around pretty freely. The head he's got a double jointed neck, a ball joint down at the torso, and then a ball joint up in the head. So he can go forward and back a little bit, side to side, up and down, and I'm not yet can go 360. Alright, just a little minor modification I did to this kit. I went to Walmart and bought some tiny little metal beads, and I carved out the head Vulcans and just replaced them with those metal beads, and then painted them over with clear yellow to make them gold, and then added those same beads right here in the chest, just kind of make some surface detail to make it a little bit more interesting. Not that it's not interesting to begin with. Alright, the torso has got 2 ball joints, so as you can see, this old black part I painted here, so he can bend quite a bit at the torso. And his cockpit hatch does open. It's kind of hard to get it to open all the way though, but it does open. One thing about this kit though that separates it from pretty much every other RX-78 is that there is no core fighter. There's no core fighter in the 1 Year War version. It's just internal mechanical detail, and it just goes on that ball joint there. Which, I mean, I guess if you really like the core fighter, that's a loss, but he makes up for it by having lots of posability in the torso. But then again, the 2.0 version has the core fighter and the same posability, so he has the best of both worlds. The skirt armor can go up and down a little bit. The front skirts are on ball joints, so they can move pretty freely, as well as the back skirts that are on the same ball joints. Forgot to mention the thrusters do move up and down. The legs have a little sliding joint up in the hip, so they can go forward like that or backward like that without even having to move the leg on the ball joint. Then aside from that, the legs go out just a little bit. They go forward, and the knees can bend all the way. Nice looking. This is the same internal frame for the legs that you'll find on the Gundam version 1.5. Alright, and the ankles can go, I think, yes, just no double jointed ankle on this one, just a single joint. They can go forward and back, side to side. They can go forward a little bit, back quite a ways. The ankle armor can move independently from the ankle, and then the feet can bend forward and down. And I think that's just about it for articulation. Alright, he comes with his shield. Pretty nice. It's got a clear piece here on the little viewport. These beam sabers are extra. They came from my other 1 Year War version, so you only get 2 beam sabers with this kit. These are from my other one. And it's got a nice little mount here that you can take off, and it's got, if it'll come off, there we go, it's got 3 holes where you can put it, and he holds onto this part, and this part just clips onto his arm. Pretty simple, but still really nice looking. The beams, I almost said beam saber, beam rifle, pretty standard. This handle moves, the scope moves, and it's got a little tab right here that flips out so you can put it on his skirt armor, or you can attach it to the inside of his shield there. But other than that, nothing really special about the beam rifle. Hyper bazooka again, pretty standard. It's got this little tab that flips out, and that's pretty much it. The whole bazooka is molded in gray. I just painted it white and black because I thought it looked better. And then he comes with this Gundam hammer. It's just the little spiky ball. Comes with a chain already put together, thank God. It would have been awful if we had to assemble our own chain. And then the other end, the little handle part. Now, my chain is really, really, really long because for my other One Year War version, I didn't need the hyper hammer. So I just connected both the chains together so that this one will have a really, really long one. Alright, and of course he comes with 2 beam sabers that are slightly curved. So it's a little bit different. And I guess that's about it. So that is the RX-78 One Year War version. I highly, highly recommend this guy. Go out and buy one. Alright, and that's it, and I will see you guys next time.